Alright guys, and welcome back to Little Lawn Gaming Channel. Today we have Season 6 of the Bugatti F1 My Team Career Mode Series. I'm ready for it. Are you ready for it? Let's get into the driver changes. And in big news, Lewis Hamilton retires from Formula 1 and Daniel Ricciardo makes the move from McLaren to Mercedes. Big chance for him to start looking towards some titles. And at McLaren, he was replaced by Jack Aitken. And in the first race of the season in Bahrain, it's Max Verstappen who comes out on top ahead of Pierre Gasly in second, Mick Schumacher getting a podium for Bugatti in third, Norris fourth, Stroll fifth, Leclerc sixth, Russell seventh, Bottas eighth, Perez ninth, and Jack Aitken getting a point for McLaren in his first race. But at Imola, Mick Schumacher improves on his third place finish by winning. Pierre Gasly second once again, Leclerc third, Ricciardo fourth, Stroll fifth, Perez sixth, Norris seventh, Jack Aitken in eighth for McLaren. Cracking start to his Formula 1 career. Valentino Rossi picking up a couple of points for Bugatti in ninth, and Sainz finished 10th. However, in Portugal, Mercedes reign supreme with a 1-2. Ricciardo picking up his first victory in Mercedes colours. Bottas second, Perez third, Leclerc fourth, Verstappen fifth, Schumacher sixth, Russell seventh, Stroll eighth, Rossi ninth, and Norris got the final point in 10th. And in Spain, it's Max Verstappen who wins. Charles Leclerc second, Ricciardo third, Sainz fourth, Bottas fifth, Schumacher sixth, Norris seventh, Gasly eighth, Stroll ninth, and Perez pips Rossi to 10th. But next up in Monaco, Mick Schumacher gets another victory this season. Leclerc and Sainz make up the podium in second and third. Valentino Rossi with a fantastic drive from last to fourth. Ricciardo fifth, Verstappen sixth, Gasly seventh, Norris eighth, Russell ninth, and Stroll with that final point in 10th. And that means after 5 races, Mick Schumacher leads the Drivers' Championship 10 points ahead of Charles Leclerc in second, Max Verstappen third, Ricciardo fourth, Gasly fifth, Bottas sixth, Norris 7th, Sainz 8th, Stroll 9th, Perez is in 10th, poor from him in the Red Bull, Valentino Rossi is 11th, George Russell 12th, and Jack Aitken with 5 points, the only other driver to score, in 13th. And in the Constructors, Ferrari lead the way 2 points ahead of Bugatti, Red Bull are 5 points off the pace, Mercedes 6 points off the pace. Wow, that is a close top 4. AlphaTauri aren't exactly far away, only 26 points off the pace in 5th, McLaren are 6th, Aston Martin 7th, and then everybody else is yet to score. And Mick Schumacher continues his winning form as he wins in Azerbaijan. Max Verstappen second, Lance Stroll third, Pierre Gasly fourth, Ricciardo fifth, Russell sixth, Norris 7th, Leclerc 8th, Perez 9th, and Aitken, this time the driver, pipping Rossi to 10th. However, Max Verstappen hits the top in Canada as he beats Leclerc to first place. Gasly rounds off the podium in third, Norris 4th, Schumacher 5th, Russell 6th, Stroll 7th, Rossi finally back in the points in 8th, Bottas 9th, and Aitken once again picking up a point for McLaren in 10th. And Max Verstappen makes it back-to-back victories in France with Mick Schumacher just behind him in second place. Lance Stroll gets on the podium in third, Gasly 4th, Norris 5th, Ricciardo 6th, Bottas 7th, Perez 8th, Rossi in the points again in 9th, and Aitken once again in 10th place. And he does this every season. Max Verstappen starting to get a hold on this title with a third win on the bounce. Stroll second, Norris third, Schumacher fourth, Leclerc 5th, Perez 6th, Aitken 7th, Bottas 8th, Gasly 9th, and Ricciardo rounding off the points in 10th. And next up was Britain, and Daniel Ricciardo picks up another victory for Mercedes in first place. Norris second, Bottas ensuring both Mercs get onto the podium. Aitken up in fourth, fantastic drive on his home Grand Prix. Gasly 5th, Verstappen 6th, Stroll 7th, Russell in the points on his home Grand Prix. Schumacher all the way down in 9th, his title chances taking a bit of a hit recently. But Ocon getting a point for Alpine in 10th. And in the final race before the summer break, Carlos Sainz wins in Hungary for Ferrari. Lance Stroll second, Mick Schumacher gets on the podium in third, Perez 4th, Ricciardo 5th, Gasly 6th, Rossi 7th, Bottas 8th, Norris 9th, and Ocon once again in the points for Alpine. And halfway through the season now, Max Verstappen holds the lead in the Drivers' Championship, 8 points ahead of Mick Schumacher in second, Ricciardo's third, Stroll fourth, Gasly fifth, Leclerc sixth, Norris seventh, Bottas 8th, Sainz 9th, Perez 10th, Russell 11th, Valentino Rossi's in 12th, Aitken 13th, and Ocon with 2 points for Alpine in 14th. And in the Constructors, Red Bull are 11 points ahead of sister team AlphaTauri in second, Bugatti sit third, 32 points off the pace, then it's Mercedes in fourth, Ferrari fifth, McLaren sixth, Aston Martin seventh, and Alpine have 2 points in eighth. And during the mid-season, we had a few transfers. So Jack Aitken left McLaren to join Haas, and he was replaced at McLaren with Esteban Ocon. After his couple of points that he got in those last couple of races, he managed to get that move to McLaren, where then his seat at Alpine was filled with George Russell, and he then left that seat at Aston Martin, which Nicholas Latifi took. Will any of these drivers perform better in their new teams? Let's find out. And with all those changes taking effect in Belgium, it was Lance Stroll who won for AlphaTauri. Pierre Gasly actually made it a 1-2, finishing second place. Norris rounded off the podium in third. Russell, his first race for Alpine, finishing fourth. Perez fifth, Verstappen sixth, Schumacher seventh, Bottas eighth, Ricciardo ninth, and Ocon got a point in his McLaren. Next up was Max Verstappen's home Grand Prix, but he failed to finish, which opened the door for Mick Schumacher to win in the Netherlands. Gasly second, Bottas third, Perez fourth, Stroll fifth, Sainz sixth, Leclerc seventh, Ricciardo eighth, Rossi ninth, and Russell getting the final point for Alpine in 10th. And next up we had Italy, where Lance Stroll wins again in his AlphaTauri ahead of Mick Schumacher in second, Pierre Gasly third, so both AlphaTauris on the podium once again, and George Russell's start to life at Alpine has started brilliantly. 4th place for him, Bottas 5th, Norris 6th, Ricciardo 7th, Ocon up in 8th for McLaren, Leclerc 9th, and Sainz got the final point in 10th. And Schumacher's start to the second half of the season has gone swimmingly as he wins again in Russia. Norris second, Leclerc third, Stroll fourth, Verstappen fifth, Russell continuing getting points in every single race for Alpine so far in 6th, Gasly 7th, Rossi 8th, Ocon 9th, and Bottas got the final point. And with 3/4 of the season done, Mick Schumacher leads the Drivers' Championship 48 points ahead of Max Verstappen. Lance Stroll sits in 3rd place, Pierre Gasly 4th, Norris 5th, Ricciardo 6th, Leclerc 7th, Bottas 8th, Perez 9th, Russell's in 10th, Sainz 11th, Rossi 12th, Aitken 13th, and Ocon is 14th. And in the Constructors, it is AlphaTauri that lead the way. Bugatti second, 71 points off the pace. Red Bull third, Mercedes fourth, Ferrari fifth, McLaren sixth. Alpine have now overtaken Aston Martin to get into 7th, although they are locked on points. But Williams, Alfa Romeo and Haas all sit on 0. And Mick Schumacher continues his flying form with victory in Singapore ahead of Max Verstappen in 2nd, Leclerc 3rd, Sainz 4th, Rossi all the way up in 5th, fantastic drive from him, Gasly 6th, Ricciardo 7th, Russell 8th, Bottas 9th, and Norris finished in 10th. He was at risk of losing his championship, but he's fighting back now. Max Verstappen wins in Japan, George Russell up in 2nd in the Alpine, Lance Stroll 3rd, Mick Schumacher 4th, Leclerc 5th, Ricciardo 6th, Gasly 7th, Ocon 8th, Perez 9th, and Norris finished 10th. Mercedes are one of the more confusing cars this season. You just don't know what's going to happen, but they do win in the USA with Daniel Ricciardo, Lance Stroll 2nd, Gasly 3rd, Russell up in 4th, Verstappen 5th, Sainz 6th, Rossi 7th, Schumacher 8th, Bottas 9th, and Perez 10th. And Max Verstappen continues to try and reel Schumacher in as he wins in Mexico. Leclerc 2nd, Stroll 3rd, Gasly 4th, Norris 5th, Ricciardo 6th, Schumacher 7th, Perez 8th, Bottas 9th, and Sainz finished 10th. Next up was Brazil, where Pierre Gasly pipped Max Verstappen to victory. Bottas 3rd, Leclerc 4th, Norris 5th, Stroll 6th, Russell 7th, Ricciardo 8th, Schumacher all the way down in 9th, and Rossi finished 10th. And with 3 races to go, Schumacher is clinging on to his lead. Only 2 points now ahead of Max Verstappen. Stroll 3rd, Gasly 4th, Leclerc 5th, Ricciardo 6th, Norris 7th, Bottas 8th, Russell 9th, Sainz 10th, Perez 11th, Rossi 12th, Aitken 13th, and Ocon 14th. And in the Constructors, AlphaTauri in full control, 99 points ahead of Red Bull in 2nd, Bugatti 3rd, Mercedes 4th, Ferrari 5th, McLaren 6th, Alpine 7th, and Aston Martin sitting 8th. And Verstappen takes the lead of the Drivers' Championship with victory in Australia, Gasly 2nd, Norris 3rd, Sainz 4th, Leclerc 5th, Bottas 6th, Rossi 7th, Mick Schumacher 8th, Ocon 9th, and Perez finished all the way down in 10th. And his experience is really helping him to rubber stamp this championship now. He wins in Saudi Arabia, Max Verstappen, Stroll 2nd, Mick Schumacher got on the podium in 3rd, Leclerc 4th, Norris 5th, Guan Yu Zhou up in 6th for Alpine, Bottas 7th, Sainz 8th, Gasly 9th, and Russell got the final point in 10th. And in the final race of the season, Mick Schumacher finished 1st, but Max Verstappen had already wrapped up the Drivers' Championship. Lance Stroll came 2nd, Verstappen 3rd, Sainz 4th, Rossi 5th, Gasly 6th, Russell 7th, Leclerc 8th, Norris 9th, and Daniel Ricciardo got that final point in 10th. So yep, the 2026 season is won by Max Verstappen yet again. Mick Schumacher 2nd, 20 points off the pace. Lance Stroll 3rd, Gasly 4th, Leclerc 5th, Norris 6th, Ricciardo 7th, Bottas 8th, Russell managed to get as high as 9th, Sainz 10th, Perez 11th, and Valentino Rossi was 12th. And AlphaTauri have won the Constructors. Can they deliver a driver, a car to win the championship next season? We'll have to wait and see. Red Bull was 2nd, Bugatti 3rd, Ferrari 4th, Mercedes 5th, McLaren 6th, Alpine 7th, and Aston Martin, the only other team to score, in 8th. And there we have it. Mick Schumacher, so close but yet so far from being the first Bugatti Drivers' Champion. Max Verstappen wins yet again, absolute dominance from him in this series so far. AlphaTauri though, disrupting Red Bull, winning the Constructors. It's going to be interesting to see how this unfolds next season. Will AlphaTauri deliver a good car and give a driver a chance at the Drivers' Championship, or will Max Verstappen dominate again? Or can Mick Schumacher gain those 20 points he missed out on this season? We'll have to wait and see. If you are enjoying the series, please do drop the video a like, give the channel a subscribe, and I'll catch you guys later.